Good morning, my name is Yoko-Mia Martin. My student number is 22019839. I'm currently studying a bachelor's in consumer studies and this is food module F001-602 assignment 2. I am doing my food preparation practical virtual and this is a 360 of my kitchen. So this is the cutting equipment that I have with me today. I have with me a 22 centimeter chef's knife, a 15 centimeter boning knife, a 8 centimeter paring knife, a 15 centimeter carving fork, a tungsten sharpener, as well as a 22 millimeter melon baller, a zester, a 11 centimeter tomato knife, and a scissor. So today I'll be making a 3-course meal. My starter will be a avocado and grapefruit salad, but unfortunately because Cambodia does not grow grapefruits due to the hot climate, we'll be substituting it with a dragon fruit. For my main, I will be making some pork chops with fried rice and a vegetable garnish on the side. And for dessert, I will be making a crepe Suzette with a syrup on top. So these are the ingredients that I have for my starter, which is the avocado and grapefruit salad with a vinaigrette. So let me just show you a few of them. So because we don't have grapefruits here in Cambodia, because we're in the northern climate, I'll be using a dragon fruit. I will be using an avocado. I will be using smoked ham. I will be using some iceberg lettuce. And for the vinaigrette that will be going over at the dressing, I will be using some honey, some wine vinegar, some mustard powder, some poppy seeds, some olive oil, some ginger. Lastly, what's going into the vinaigrette would be some mustard powder. Okay, so now that I have finished peeling the dragon fruit, we will now discard of the peelings into the pan. And then we just will go and wash our hands quickly. Right, let's get back to that dragon fruit. So over here by the dragon fruit, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue to use my paring knife and cut it into ever so thin slices, perfect for plating. So now that I have sliced up my dragon fruit nice and thinly, I'm going to take it and put it on a side plate while I make the rest of the dish. Okay, so now that I have sliced up the dragon fruit, let's go clean the cutting board off. Okay, clean the cutting board off nicely. Now we can continue to prep the next step. So the next step is to peel the avocado and then cut it into slices. Okay, so now I will peel the avocado with my paring knife. Okay, now that we've peeled the avocado, we are going to discard of the avocado peels into the bowl. Now I have cut open the avocado in half and I am going to remove the seed and then we are going to slice it into segments. Okay, now that the avocado is peeled, we are going to cut it into thin slices. Okay, now that everything has been sliced, the avocado, we are going over to our cleaning station and we are going to give our knives as well as our cutting board a nice clean. So now I have with me my iceberg lettuce which I have washed out. I'm going to start plating the dish and place the iceberg lettuce in the middle, and then we're going to take the grapefruit as well as the avocado and place it along the side. So now I'm going to take the dragon fruit and take them and slice it in half. Take a piece of the avocado and place it on top of each other, and then I'm going to place it all around the salad. Next, I will be taking some of the smoked ham, 25 grams to be exact, and I'll be giving them a nice thin slice. Right, and then I'm going to take that and toss it a little bit up. And I'm going to take that and place it right on top of that iceberg lettuce. Now that the ham is plated, we are going to take some baby spinach and we are going to toast it and sit it a little bit. And now that we have rinsed it off, we are going to place it right on top of our salad as the garnish. Alright, so the ingredients inside my vinaigrette for the avocado and dragon fruit salad would be honey, wine vinegar, olive oil, mustard powder, white pepper, poppy seeds, and ginger. To start off our vinaigrette, we will start with a bowl, and into that bowl I will be putting 15 milliliters wine vinegar. As you can see, you just need a little bit, that's just less than 20. We'll be putting that in. Then we are going to take about 5 milliliters of salt, that's just a little bit of salt. Right, and then after that we'll be taking a pinch of white pepper. Then we'll be adding some olive oil, about 30 milliliters. Let's put in there. Alright, just a little bit more. Let's see, is it flat? That's about 50. Milliliter of honey. Pinch of mustard powder, and then lastly 2.5 milliliters of poppy seed. And we mix that all together to make our vinaigrette. So our vinaigrette is now done for our avocado and dragon fruit salad. So what I'll do is I'll take some and I'll drizzle it over our salad. Like that, a little bit more. Put our vinaigrette on the side. And add some pepper as a garnish. And that is the... So my starter is complete. It is a avocado and grapefruit salad with a vinaigrette on the side. For my main meal, we'll be having pork chops with a side of fried rice and green beans and vegetables on the side. To start off my pork chops, I will be using brown sugar, soy sauce, ketchup, ginger root, pork chop, and lastly the scallions. Okay, so we will start off with half a cup of brown sugar, We will now be putting in half a cup of soy sauce, okay, that is half a cup of soy sauce going in. Now we'll be putting in a quarter cup of ketchup. It's about to boil. We'll be adding to our mixture. Mix all together. Now we will be using about 3 thinly sliced scallions. What we'll be doing is we'll be cutting this way very finely. So now we'll be taking some ginger root and we will be cutting it so that we can grate it to be freshly grated ginger root. So now we're going to take our freshly grated ginger root and we're going to add it into our mixture and mix. Then we're going to take a clove of garlic, cut it nicely and peel it. Throw the excess away. Okay, so now we are going to chop it up, dice it very finely. So now we take our teaspoon of garlic, freshly chopped garlic, and we throw it into our mixture. Okay, so we're going to take our pork chop and we're going to rinse it off nicely. Now that we have rinsed the pork chop, I'm going to cut it in half with my chef's knife. Okay, and then we have 4 to about 6 ounces of pork chop now. So now we can take our pork chops and we are going to dip it into our mixture like this. Okay, dip, get it nice and sealed in. Okay, let me just go wash my hands quick. Pork chops in the mixture, we are going to put some cling wrap over it and then we are going to chill it in the fridge overnight, all for about 4 hours. And now we're going to chill the pork chops in the mixture in the fridge for about 4 hours. So for my side dish with my pork chops, I will be making fried rice. So what you'll need is about 90 milliliters of white rice. You'll need some boiling water as well as 1.5 milliliters of salt, 10 milliliters of butter, as well as 4 milliliters of oil. So to start off with our fried rice, we will need 180 milliliters of water. What I'm going to do is pour it into the pot and bring it to a boil. So I will be adding 1.5 milliliters salt into the boiling water. So now we're going to take 90 milliliters of white rice and put it into our boiling water. We're going to allow that to boil for about 20 minutes before putting it off. So to add to my fried rice, I will be chopping up some onion, red pepper and garlic and frying it into a mixture that will be going with the fried rice. Now we're going to throw the onion peelings into the bin. And we are going to start chopping up the onion. First thing, we're going to cut it in half, then cut it in half again, and then cut it in a dicing motion so that we can have finely chopped. Now we're going to throw the onion peelings into the bin. And we are going to start chopping up the onion. First thing, we're going to cut it in half, then cut it in half again, and then cut it in a dicing motion so that we can have finely chopped. Now I will be taking a red pepper and cutting it in half, taking some of this little excess bit off, and then I will be cutting this into some strips as well, like this. And then once we have it cut into strips this way, we're going to go and dice it up this way. And now we are going to take a clove of garlic and chop this up as well to mince it and add it into the mixture. And then we are going to add the chopped up minced garlic into the mixture. So now I'm going to strain the rice. And then we are going to rinse it. So now for the onion, red pepper and garlic mixture, I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the pan to heat it up. Okay, now that the pan is hot, I'm going to throw in the mixture. so to go on the side with the pork chops and fried rice, we'll be making green peas. So what we'll first need to do is take 300 milliliters, which is also 2.5 cups of water, and put it in the pot. Okay, now that the rice is done and has been rinsed with cold water, we're going to take the rice and put it all onto a shallow baking tray. And spread it out nicely so it has been put into the shallow baking tray. We're going to put the rice in the fridge for a couple of hours just to cool down. So now that the water is boiling, that means that we can put our green peas into blanch. So I'll be putting this in and I'll be leaving it there for about 2 minutes. I will be putting about 10 milliliters of butter into the pan. I'm just going to cut that out. Okay, so now we have the pan on low and we're going to put the butter in to have it melt. Okay, so now we're going to put about 4 milliliters of oil in with the butter, just a little bit, and then we're going to add in our onion, red pepper and garlic mixture as well. Okay, just add that all in. Stir it around. So now that the onions is fried, we're going to add our rice in slowly. We're going to add it in about 2 scoops at a time so that it can be evenly coated, and then we'll mix it around until it's golden brown. So now I'm going to add in a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Okay, give it a bit of a stir. Grate in some black pepper. And lastly, a little bit of salt. And then we're going to mix it all around. Okay, so now we have reduced our pan's heat down to low, and I have taken out the pork chops that have been marinating in the fridge for about 5 hours, and we're about to fry it off now. Okay, so let's take the first one. Okay, now we're going to take the second one and put it in. Okay, so now that our pork chops are done and have been fried evenly, I'm going to now remove them from the pan and place them in a container to be ready to be plated. And once you're done with your area, always make sure to clean up your area and to wipe up any excess dirt or any excess spills. So now all our ingredients are done. Our fried rice is done, as well as our green beans. We have a marinade dressing, as well as the pork chops. So now I will be plating. I will start off by taking the fried rice and flipping it over. Patting it down. Removing it. Then I will take the green beans and I will place them in a spiral around the plate. And then we're going to take the pork chops and place them on top of the dish, one by one. And lastly, we're going to take some of this marinade and we're going to drizzle it all over. And then we'll take some of this baby spinach and put it on top of the garnish. And that is my main course done. Pork chops with fried rice with red peppers and onion and garlic and green peas on the side. So this is my main meal, fried rice with pork chops and green beans on the side. in a crepe sauce, and these are the ingredients that I will be using to make it. So for my crepes, I will be needing 2 eggs, 100 grams cake flour, 330 milliliters milk, some vegetable oil, and some salt. So to start off with our pancakes mixture, we are going to take 100 grams cake flour and put it into a bowl. Okay. Okay, so then now we're going to put a teaspoon of salt into the mixture. Just mix that around into the mixture, and then we're going to make a well in the middle. So we're going to make a hole in the middle, and we're going to place 2 eggs into that hole. And then we're going to mix until we get the right consistency. So right here we have about 330 milliliters of milk, and from that we need to pour about 50 milliliters into the mixture and mix. Mix until we get the right consistency. Mix. Into the mixture. Okay. One side. And then we're gonna keep adding a dash more of milk every time until it's the consistency that we would like. Okay, so now that the pancake batter is done, we are going to fry it in the pan. I put a little bit of oil in the pan on low medium just to heat it up, and now that it is heated up, we're going to take our ladle and pour our pancake mixture into the pan. Do it in a circular motion, and then we'll leave that for about 30 seconds before we flip it on the other side. Okay, like that. It should start to look golden brown on the other side. That's how you'll know that it's starting to get better. Okay, so now for the syrup that I'll be making for my pancakes, I'll be needing caster sugar, unsalted butter, lemon juice, about 3 oranges, and Grand Marnier. So to start off with my syrup, I'll have to take 45 milliliters of caster sugar, which is also 3 tablespoons of caster sugar, and have to put it in the pan. I have to allow it to get golden brown in the pan on its own without any stirring. So while my caster sugar browns, I'll be making orange juice. To make orange juice, I'll need an orange. What I'll do is I'll have to take it in half, and then we would have to squeeze it. Squeeze all the juices down into the jar until it... Okay, so I've already poured in the orange juice. I wasn't able to film that part, but now we need to pour in 15 milliliters of lemon juice and some orange zest from the oranges, and then about 20 milliliters of the Grand Marnier into the mixture as well before returning it to the pan on low heat. And now we're going to add 50 milliliters of butter into the mixture as well. So now we are going to plate the pancakes in the syrup. I'll start off by taking one pancake and folding her in half, and then folding her in half again. Taking another pancake, folding her in half, and then folding you in half again. Another pancake, folding you in half, and then in half again. Okay, so now that the pancakes is plated, we're going to take our syrup and we're going to drizzle it over. And then for garnish, we're going to take 2 oranges. One in the middle. With a little bit of orange zest. And that is my pancake Suzette with. So this is what was on my menu today. So because we don't have grapefruits in Cambodia, I did a dragon fruit and avocado salad with a vinaigrette on the side. For my main, I did pork chops with fried rice, onion, red pepper, as well as garlic and green beans on the side. And for my dessert, I did pancake Suzette with a orange syrup